Aloha and welcome back to Sinsheimer Park. Another beautiful Tuesday afternoon here in San Luis Obispo. We're going to bring you into the press box here. It's a fun Hawaiian night. That's why we're dressed in our blue and yellow leis. We're very in theme with the night and, of course, with the team today. They are taking on the San Francisco Seagulls here in just about 5 minutes or so. This is not the first time that the Blues have played the Seagulls. We traveled up to San Francisco a couple of weeks ago. It was actually the first long road trip the Blues had. It was that 5-game stand. I was there with you guys. And yes, so traveled up to San Francisco, took on the Seagulls in a 2-game series. The Blues took both of the games and are looking to do it for the third time here today.
Yeah, obviously that road trip was really successful for us, Addy, because we went 5-0 on that road trip. We took down some really talented teams, the Menlo Park Legends over there in their new home, as well as in San Bruno City Park, where the San Francisco Seagulls reside, went 2-0 there, and then went to Walnut Creek Monte Vista High School, the site of where the season ended for us last year. We never went in Monte Vista High School, 2-0 there. We're looking for some success here against the Seagulls. They are using the same starter that they pitched against us in Game 1 of the series at San Bruno. We did experience some success against him, so we're looking for more of the same this time.
Yeah, we saw a grand slam from Kyle Becker in that first game, which was obviously really exciting. I think what I'm most looking forward to in this game is how the Seagulls play at Sinsheimer. We talk all the time about how Sinsheimer is a hard place to hit balls out. That's just kind of how it goes. A little bit more of a more difficult field than some of the other teams in the league. But most importantly, the field that the Seagulls have been playing at this past season, it's very
high schooly,
a little unorthodox, not what you would expect from a baseball field. There aren't fences, so there's no fence line down the first or third base side, and there's not a clear outfield fence at all. So a weird hump over by the shortstop and the third baseman that kind of goes up and then down into the into left field. So I'm really interested to see how the Seagulls play at an actual field, let alone a real stadium. I think it'll be interesting to kind of see how they pair with that and how we play against them, given home field advantage.
Yeah, and the Seagulls are going to face Connor Mendez for the first time ever this season. Last time out, the first game they faced Moose Cuellar, who did just get named to the CCL Showcase team, as well as Connor Mendez, who also did get named to the Showcase team. Two completely different looks, though. Moose Cuellar, a little bit more of like a finesse. I'm going to get you out with this changeup. I've got a sinker type thing. Connor Mendez is ready to blow you away. Connor Mendez throws 95 miles an hour. He's got a disgusting curveball that breaks vertically. It drops 30 inches. That's the best curveball that we've seen in the CCL by induced vertical break so far this season. So the Seagulls are going to have a look at one of the best arms that the CCL has to offer. I think the best and the most important matchup to look out for is Seagulls first baseman Christian Lamoth versus Connor Mendez, because the first game Lamoth went deep off of Moose Cuellar, so we're going to see how Mendez handles him first time out.
Yeah, the Blues coming off of a couple of games last week. They had, I guess that'd be 5 games. They played the Alameda Merchants twice on Tuesday and Thursday before heading down to Santa Barbara to take on the Foresters at their home field, and then coming back up for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, where they played the Arroyo Seco Saints, ending in very exciting fashion on Sunday night. The Blues took the first game in the 3-game series on Friday, and then the Saints took it on Saturday. So a little tiebreaker on Sunday. And the Arroyo Seco Saints scoring 8 runs all in the second inning. Came out super strong against the Blues, but only scored those 8 runs in that second inning. They did not score once after that. They didn't even put a runner at third base for the rest of the game. Versus the Blues, who kind of scored a little more sporadically. We saw them score in the second, the third, the fifth, and then a huge single by Brendan Comerford, and then reached second on a fielder's choice to score 2 more to put the Blues up by 1 run. Very exciting way to finish off the weekend for the Blues, and hopefully they're keeping some of that energy heading into this game today.
Yeah, and it's going to be a new look lineup for us today. We don't have Brendan Comerford at third base as we've been accustomed to seeing. Mason Ashlock is going to occupy first base. Diego Murillo is not going to be in the lineup tonight, so Diego Gonzalez is going to get his first crack at shortstop. It's going to be a brand new look that we're not really used to today, but I think we're very confident in what we have to be able to defeat the San Francisco Seagulls today. Hitting coach Rene Regalado said, as he said against the Arroyo Seco Saints on Sunday, it does not matter if our offense needs to win the game. They are prepared to do that no matter what lineup you throw out there.
Yeah, so as you mentioned, a little bit of a different lineup today. We'll go over that in just a little bit, but we can look forward to seeing a couple of new faces. Joey Blank will also be in the lineup today, who got his debut at San Francisco against the Seagulls. So we'll be interested to see him kind of come up again in the lineup today. But game time in just a couple of minutes, and we will be back here on the Blues Streaming Network for the first pitch. It's a beautiful day here in San Luis Obispo. That was one of our own. Sydney, she is an intern here with the Blues, leading the day off, singing the national anthem. Another great singer to come in for the Blues. It rotates quite often. A couple times we've had an intern. There's been choirs. All sorts of people come and do the national anthem for the Blues. So very fun to have one of our own singing and starting off the game for us. On the mound is Connor Mendez. The Blues in their red, white, and blue uniforms for the day. It's a beautiful Tuesday. Another little long series for the Blues here. They'll play today, tomorrow, Wednesday. Oh, wait, tomorrow's Wednesday. Thursday, Friday, Sunday. Not Saturday. Saturday, the 4th of July, we'll have the day off, but before that, on the 3rd, it'll be a firework night here in San Luis Obispo. The game is all sold out, but if you're interested in seeing the fireworks, we will keep the broadcast going during the show. We'll point it up to the sky so you guys will be able to see the fireworks from there. But first, we got to take on the Seagulls. A little look at the lineup for the Seagulls. Leading it off is Armando Hurtado, followed by Christian Lamoth and Jake Brewer. Hitting third, Davis German will be in the cleanup spot today, followed by Tanner Wall and Ethan Lopez in the 7th spot. Alan Ramirez, Kate Heflin, and then rounding it out in the order will be Emilio Feliciano. Starting pitcher for the San Francisco Seagulls will be Declan Mendel. And stepping up to lead it off here, Armando Hurtado.
Seagulls, number 38, Armando Hurtado.
The infield will get to their spots. And Hurtado will step into the box. Mendez on the mound. The first pitch at 6:07 p.m. First pitch will be a ball to the leadoff batter. It is a beautiful 63 degrees and sunny day here in SLO. If you can see out into dead center, the wind is blowing as Hurtado will swing for strike one. It's a lovely, lovely day. We had a little bit of some cloudiness over the weekend. A little mist came in during one of the games, but today not a cloud in the sky.
I still maintain that that was rain on Friday.
I think it was.
I still maintain that.
Another big swing from Hurtado for strike two. Fans already yelling for hot sauce. Count is 1-2 to the leadoff batter, Armando Hurtado. Armando's 21st game as he swings for strike number 3. The first strikeout of the game. Connor Mendez does it in 4 pitches. And Christian Lamoth will come to the plate.
And that's a sequence that's going to make manager Dean Traynor smile a little bit. Not really one to smile, but 4 straight fastballs blown right past you.
Christian Lamoth now steps to the plate, looking to make something happen, but he'll swing at the first pitch for strike one. Lamoth wearing number 40. The pitch is swung on and chopped over to the second baseman. It'll fall through the middle out into center right field, and that'll be a base hit for Christian Lamoth.
And that's an all-star crime right there, Addy.
It's not surprising, especially leading up to the All-Star game. It's kind of fun to be able to pick those players and, you know, get a little bit of a sample of what we might see next Saturday. They're playing on the 4th of July, so if you're interested in going, there'll be a fireworks show. A couple of Blues of our own will be up there, and lots of great talent from the CCL. Lamoth also in his 21st game of the season. He now stands on first, and Jake Brewer steps to the plate. He will also swing at the first pitch for a strike one. Brewer over at shortstop today. Originally from San Bruno, California, where the Seagulls play all of their games. The pitch is fouled off into the Little League field. The count is 0-2 to the shortstop. Jake Brewer on first is Christian Lamoth. Hearing the hot sauce once again. The 0-2 pitch. That'll be low and outside for ball number 1. Connor Mendez last playing a week ago today. Pitched against the Alameda Merchants as he tosses one over to first base. The tag will not be in time. The count is 1-2 to the number 3 batter, Jake Brewer. That ball is swung right back up the center of the field. Cesar Chavez out in center will make the catch, and we will take a look at the fielding for the Blues. We'll do this real quick. At first today is Mason Ashlock, followed by Brady Alves over at second. Diego Gonzalez will take over at shortstop, and Joey Blank at third. From left to right is Becker, Chavez, and Suzuki. The battery for today, Miles Mater and Connor Mendez. The designated hitter, Jake Hicksonbaugh. As we mentioned a little bit in the pregame show, a little bit of a different lineup or fielding than what we're used to. That's because a couple of players are out of town, need a little bit of a rest. We're going into another kind of stacked week. Some players just needing a minute to kind of recover from all the games that they've played so far in the season. We're a little over halfway, so kind of getting to that point where some of the starters really need a little bit of a break. The corners today, much different than we usually see. We've talked a lot about how CJ Moran is most often at first. We kind of saw him out towards the end of the week last week. And now Brendan Comerford also not in the field today, and Joey Blank stands over at third. And then, of course, Brady Alves, who's gone a good amount of reps, over at second. But Diego Gonzalez, taking over for Diego Murillo, now stands over at short. At the plate now, the center fielder, Davis German. He comes on with 2 runners. Christian Lamoth stands over on second, and Jake Brewer on first, both with singles up the middle to get them on. The count is 2-1. The pitch home gets away from Mater. No runners will take off.
And it looks like the Seagulls are doing a good job of Xing out everything that Connor Mendez has to throw except the fastball. They have not swung at a single pitch that has not been a fastball so far in this game.
Connor Mendez, in his last appearance against the Merchants last week, a week ago today, he pitched 6 innings, recorded 7 strikeouts with just 1 hit and 1 run scored. The 3-1 pitch is a called strike two. The count runs full here in the top of the first inning with just 1 out and 2 runners on base.
And Addy, you know how much confidence you need to have in a pitch that you have not thrown for a strike yet to drop it down 3-1 with a chance to load the bases on a walk.
Mendez checks his shoulder to second, and he'll send it home. And that'll be a called strike three to Davis German. He will walk back to the dugout. He clearly did not think that that was strike three. You could see him kind of going to throw his bat, take off his batting gloves. Nevertheless, that'll be out number 2 here in the top of the first inning. A big out for Mendez, given 2 runners on base, and German being the cleanup batter.
That's really tough to be able to take a pitch like that. I mean, when you have a pitch that drops 27 inches and then horizontally still breaks 14, you're not ever going to believe that that's going to be a strike.
Big swing from Tanner Wall. That ball will land out by the bullpen for the Blues on the first base side. And Christian Lamoth will head back to second and Jake Brewer to first. Tanner Wall at the plate. The count is 0-1 with 2 outs. Swung on and sent down the first base line. That will fall foul.
Mendez has an embarrassment of riches to look for on this 0-2 count. Fastball, 50% whiff rate. Curveball, 38% whiff rate. Changeup, 67% whiff rate. Basically, if he throws it, he can get a swing and miss on it.
The count is 0-2. The Blues looking for their third out, and to leave those 2 base runners on. Fans calling for their hot sauce. Connor Mendez with the pitch. Swung on, and that is out number 3 here in the top of the first inning. No runs scored, 2 hits from Christian Lamoth and Jake Brewer. They are both left on base, and we will head into the bottom of the first inning to see the Blues swing their bats. Bottom of the first inning. Declan Mendel on the mound for the San Francisco Seagulls, and he will face Cesar Chavez to lead it off here in the first. Chavez, who's kind of settled into that leadoff spot. We've seen him there quite a bit in the past couple of games, so we'll see him do it again today. And Declan Mendel will send in strike number 1. Mendel's 4th start and 6th appearance. with the Seagulls on the season. He last appeared against the Walnut Creek Crawdads on June 26th. So just a couple of days ago, he pitched 2 1/3 innings with 3 strikeouts, 3 hits, and 1 run scored. Second pitch way outside for ball 1. The count is 1-2 to Cesar Chavez. He'll swing and send that one down the first base side. It'll fall into the Blues bullpen. The count 1-2 to Cesar Chavez. And he'll hit that one up the middle. And it looks like that will fall in between the center fielder and right fielder. A leadoff base runner in the first inning.
Yeah, and it really doesn't matter what count Chavez is in. He just doesn't strike out. I mean, we're talking percentiles. A higher percentile means you're really good at not doing that thing. 99% K rate, 98% whiff rate, 97% chase rate. It does not matter. He won't strike out.
Cesar Chavez now stands on first, and the designated hitter, Jake Hicksonbaugh, will step to the plate. I'm interested to see how he competes with the Seagulls today. He did not travel to San Francisco, that 5-game series. So this will be the Seagulls' first time seeing him and his first time seeing the pitcher, Declan Mendel. However, Hicksonbaugh with a pretty exciting game last Sunday. The first pitch, a strike to Hicksonbaugh. He singled, he tripled, an RBI ground out in the 5th, and then another single in the 7th as he hits that one to the left side, and the center fielder will make the catch for out number 1. Cesar Chavez will stay over on first base. And the catcher, Miles Mader, will come to the plate. Miles Mader now at the plate. Some new walk-up music.
I mean, when you're in a slump, something's got to change, right? You're looking to change anything to get back on track.
That's a good point. His 16th game. And he'll hit that one down the third base side, and it will fall fair all the way back to the wall. Round comes Chavez. He'll head for home. The throw will not be in time. He will slide in head first, and that will be an RBI double for Miles Mader. Well, it looks like the music must have helped.
And you know, hitting coach Rene Regalado was just talking about this with me earlier today and saying that sometimes you really forget. Miles Mader is only 19 years old. He's 19 years old, and he's in the conversation for one of the best bats in the lineup with the likes of people who have been for years, like Brendan Comerford and guys like Cesar Chavez and things like that. So really, the fact that he's able to produce at such a level like that, you would expect a slump at some point, considering he's so young and considering the fact that he really did not play at Indiana this year. So it's great to see Miles get back on track there.
Yeah, huge hit for Mader all the way back to the wall there in left field. And brought in Cesar Chavez for the first run of the game. The Blues now lead 1-0 with Kyle Becker to the plate. And it's definitely got to be on the minds of the Seagulls coach and players, knowing what Becker did when the Blues traveled to San Francisco a couple of weeks ago. He grand slammed in the first game, and it wasn't like the Blues had been, you know, killing the Seagulls in that game. Like the Seagulls led off, like the Seagulls held the lead in that game for a good amount of time as that one gets away from the catcher. And Miles Mader will take over at third.
And those are the troubles that you're going to have when you're a catcher, catching a pitcher with such a weird sidearm angle like Declan Mendel has, is that pitches are going to break a little off. And that pitch looked to be a changeup that just broke a little off, and the catcher never caught onto it.
The count is 1-2. Sorry, make that 2-2. 2-2 with one out here in the bottom of the first inning. A runner 90 feet away from scoring as Becker sees ball 3. The count is full to the number 4 batter, Kyle Becker, and he'll send that one sky high out to center field. That'll be caught, and Mater will not go from third. Two outs now here in the bottom of the first. Miles Mater looking to make his way home, and the first baseman, Mason Ashlock, will now look to do something about that.
And this is a good matchup here for Mason Ashlock. Declan Mendel, who likes to throw the fastball 70% of the time, only has 3 pitches: fastball, changeup, and slider. Fastball gets up to 85 miles an hour, but it is kind of in that dead zone.
First pitch inside for ball 1. Mason Ashlock, who we saw over at first on Sunday. That'll be his next chance to show what he's got over there. We saw a couple of pretty athletic plays from him. Some big stretches over at first. So we'll look to see what he can do.
Time called for the ball boy.
Doing his job.
Doing his job, just like us.
Just like us. Pitch to Ashlock, a called strike 2. Ashlock, who did not appear against the Seagulls in the first game of the 2-game series up in San Francisco. He did appear in the second, as that one misses up high. 1 hit. It was an RBI with 2 walks. The Blues winning that game 9-1. He'll swing on that, and that'll be it for the Blues here in the first inning. They score 1 run, they leave 1 on, and the score is 1-0 going into the top of the second. 0 here in the top of the second inning. Up to the plate is Ethan Lopez. Cesar Chavez scored in the bottom of the first after an RBI double from Miles Mater, who was eventually left on base. But the Blues bring one around here early in the game. On the mound is Connor Mendez. Mendez, who struck out 3 batters in the top of the first inning. He allowed 2 hits from the 2 and 3 batter, Christian Lamoth and Jake Brewer, both of them left on base. Strikeout swinging from Armando Hurtado to start the inning, followed by the 2 hits, and then Davis German looking and Tanner Wall swinging, and that brings up Ethan Lopez, the catcher for the Seagulls, and that'll be it again. That is the 4th strikeout for Connor Mendez so far on the day. Strikeout swinging from Ethan Lopez and Alan Ramirez. He'll come to the plate.
Addy Ethan Lopez stood absolutely no chance on that pitch right there. That fastball was at his eyes, but that's the trouble that you have when guys have 23 inches of right on their fastball.
We've seen that already so far, considering the fact that of the 4 strikeouts, 3 looking. Mendez has done a good job of baiting the batters, and that'll be strike 1 to Alan Ramirez. The 0-1 pitch is swung on and sent down high over the third base side, over into the bushes behind the visiting bullpen.
He was so far ahead of that pitch. That was a hanging curveball that I think if he waited just a little bit on it, he probably could have sent back to San Bruno.
Unfortunately, that's the wrong way. That would be going south.
You know what? You have a point. You have a point.
Nevertheless, he'll swing on that one. It'll get away on the drop third, and he will make it over to first base. A drop third to put Alan Ramirez over on first base. And Cade Heflin will look to do something about the base runner. Cade Heflin playing against the Blues in the second game of that 2-game series. That game where Spencer Gallimore leaded it off.
Where he earned his nickname, the Mayor.
Where he earned his nickname, the Mayor. 17 innings with 14 strikeouts.
7 innings.
Sorry, did I say 17?
You said 17 innings. That would have been a wild accomplishment.
All right, let me say that again. 7 innings, 14 strikeouts.
I believe he earned a key to the city after that outing,
I think he did. I saw that happen. There was a little ceremony.
Yes.
And Cade Heflin fell victim 4 of the 14. Struck out swinging. Sorry, I guess that would have been 3 of the 14. Struck out swinging in the first, the third, and the 6th. He's now looking at an 0-2 count to Connor Mendez. And that pitch will miss outside. The count is 1-2 with a single out here in the top of the second inning on first. Alan Ramirez, who got on by a drop third strike. And that pitch will miss low for ball 2. The count is even. Heflin out in right field today for the Seagulls. Fans calling for their hot sauce. Throw over to first. Their tag will not be in time.
a great show-me pick-off move there. Had absolutely no intention of actually picking him off, but what a great move.
The count is 2-2 to Cade Heflin. He'll fight that one off over the third base side, out near Beer 1. Cade Heflin playing at Wheeling University in his freshman year. Played in 7 games, starting all 7 of them, 25 at-bats, a .440 average with 11 hits, 2 doubles, and 1 home run. Off goes Alan Ramirez, and he will slide into second base safe. That'll be a stolen base. And Cade Heflin strikes out swinging.
That was a great pitch. It looked like the hit and run was on there, so he was going to be swinging no matter what. Good job on Mendez for changing speeds and giving him a changeup there.
Emilio Feliciano hitting in the 9 spot today. He'll come up with a runner in scoring position. Feliciano, who appeared in both games against the Seagulls in San Bruno. He hit in the 2-hole on the first day, a fly out, a strikeout, and 3 ground outs. He then came in the second game for Sebastian Ultreras, recorded a ground out. Quickly, the count is 0-2 to the number 9 batter, Emilio Feliciano. There are 2 outs and a runner standing on second. Feliciano at second base today. Mendez checks his shoulder to second. The ball home is fouled off down the first base side, and he will stay alive in the at-bat. Originally from Seattle, Washington.
We've got an intern from Seattle here, don't we?
Do we?
I believe. Promotions intern Madeline is from
Oh,
Seattle.
yes, you're right. I always see her in her Mariners jersey.
Yes. Shout out Cole Young.
Yeah. That pitch low for ball 1. Feliciano working this at bat. And yet fans still yelling for their hot sauce. Mendez will step off the mound.
Good on Mendez for controlling the tempo here. He doesn't need to deliver the pitch right now. Obviously, he's been in control from start to finish so far with 6 Ks in 2 innings, looking for a rare 2-inning, 7 strikeout performance.
The pitch to Feliciano. A called strike 3. And that'll be it for the top of the second inning. Once again, Connor Mendez getting all the 3 outs from strikeouts, 2 swinging, 1 looking. They leave 1 runner on base. And we will head into the bottom of the second. The Blues still leading 1-0. the bottom of the second inning. The Blues still lead 1-0, and Kosei Suzuki to lead it off. Playing out in right field today. Suzuki will face Declan Mendel. First pitch swung on for strike number 1.
And there's always the trade-off with Kosei Suzuki, Addy. The highest average exit velocity on the team, but also the highest whiff and chase rate on the team as well.
Kosei Suzuki played in the first game against the Seagulls. He faced Declan Mendel. He faced him just for his first at-bat, where he flew out to left field. He then singled 3 more times as he sends that one out into right center. And that'll be caught by the center fielder, Davis German, for out number 1. Kosei Suzuki will head back to the dugout, and Joey Blank will come to the plate, playing at third base today. And he will face Declan Mendel for the first time, and he'll send that one right back to center field. It'll drop in front of the center fielder for a base hit.
And you love to see that for Joey Blank, Addy, somebody who's been working really hard in the cage with the hitting coaches, having a good approach when it comes to the plate. Unfortunately, the results haven't been there as of yet. He was able to drop a single there in between the second and the center fielder.
A perfectly placed ball for Joey Blank there to get on base. Really all you need, especially as we get closer to the bottom of the lineup and the top coming up. First pitch, a strike to Diego Gonzalez, our shortstop today. We usually see Diego Murillo over there at short, and before that it was Cutter Gage Webb. Now switching it up again. The count is 1-1. Gonzalez, a Torero from the University of San Diego. Pitch is outside for ball 2. Played in 42 games his freshman year last season with 33 starts, 127 at-bats, 35 runs, 7 home runs as he sends that one back into the grass. It'll make the count 2-2. Hit 276 on the season. The count is 2-2. The pitch is outside. The count runs full in Diego Gonzalez's 3rd game with the Blues. Full count. Runner goes as he hits that one over to the second baseman. Sliding in safely is Joey Blank, and out at first is Diego Gonzalez. He moves the runner over. A runner now in scoring position for Brady Alves.
And we'll see if Brady can pick up where he left off in his last game, where he actually got his 2nd hit of the year on a single, but unfortunately tried to stretch it into a double, was thrown out. But that is a positive that you could take into this game, in that he does have the ability to get those hits to fall.
I think what we need to look for from Alves today is just getting base runners, especially being in that 9 spot, to be able to just get on base for the top of the order, and to bring the top of the order back to the plate is one of the most important roles you want to see from your number 9 hitter. So it'd be great to see Alves put another ball in play and hopefully see him with a little bit of action on the base pads. The count is 0-1. Joey Blank stands directly across from him over at second. The throw back to second will not be in time. There's 2 outs here in the bottom of the second inning. The top of the order due up for the Seagulls. And Brady Alves hit by pitch. The second ball thrown to him, and he will take off for first.
And you know, Addy, when we're talking about being able to get on base being a repeatable skill, something that's not generally considered a repeatable skill is getting hit by a pitch, but for Brady Alves, it might be. I believe that's his 6th hit by pitch on the season.
Let's take a little look. That brings up the top of the order, Cesar Chavez. It looks like you're right. His 6th hit by pitch as Chavez sends that one over into right field. Round comes Joey Blank. He will get home safely. Cesar Chavez takes off for second, and Brady Alves stands over at third.
And Cesar Chavez, such a good hitter. He can place the ball wherever he wants. He works the right side of the field so well, jumping on the first pitch that he saw against Declan Mendel to drive that run in.
That'll be the second run scored for the Blues so far in the game. They scored their first run off of an RBI double from Miles Mader, scoring Cesar Chavez, who now stands over on second, and 2 more runners on base. Brady Alves standing over at first, and Chavez, on third, and Chavez at second for Jake Hicksonbaugh. Hicksonbaugh to the plate with 2 outs. And he'll swing at the first pitch for strike 1.
And this arm slot that Declan Mendel has might give Hicks a little bit of trouble, considering the fact he hasn't seen a ton of at-bats so far this summer. He definitely hasn't seen an arm angle like Declan Mendel has today.
Jake Hicksonbaugh in his 9th game on the season. As I mentioned, he missed that 5-game series, so did not play against the Seagulls yet on the season. Will be his first time seeing Declan Mendel. He's the designated hitter today after a great showing on Sunday. He'll swing and send that one foul into the visitors' bullpen. The count 1-2.
And you can kind of see with Hicks, he's trying so hard to let the ball travel really deep and take it the other way. Declan Mendel's so good with that arm angle, getting it into the inside of Hicksonbaugh's zone, so he's not able to do what he's wanting to do with the ball.
Well, and we remember before his great showing on Sunday, being up in the press box, working with you, trying to figure out kind of his approach, what he had been doing wrong, and I mean, 100% fixed it, turned around on Sunday, and had such a day. I mean, dog of the day for the Blues, and a huge contributor in the win on Sunday. The 2-2 pitch is low, and the count runs full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. 2 runners on base. Brady Alves over on third, and Cesar Chavez on second.
This is an impossible spot for Mendel here because you have to throw a strike to Jake Hicksonbaugh, who just went 3 for 4 the other day. If he doesn't, you got to face Miles Mader with the bases loaded.
Here's the pitch, and that ball fouled off to the backstop. Hicksonbaugh staying alive in this at-bat. The Blues with 4 hits and 2 runs compared to the Seagulls' 2 hits and no runs so far. It's still early, just the second inning. And the top of the order for the Seagulls due up in the top of the third. Hicksonbaugh with 9 RBIs on his 8 games. And he will draw a walk. The bases are loaded for Miles Mader.
This is DEFCON level 10 for the Seagulls right now. The pitching coach was on his way out of the dugout as soon as the ball was released from his hand because he knows who Miles Mader is and he knows he's got to be extra careful here.
Miles Mader with an RBI double to start off the game. I mean, he brought in Cesar Chavez for the first run of the game, and Chavez standing on second now. And Mader, who just absolutely crushed that ball for a double I mean, it's not surprising that he's, a little bit more cautious, especially with 2 outs and the bases loaded. I mean, one more out, a pop fly, a ground out, a strikeout, any of those will get the job done. But it's not surprising that Mendel may be a little intimidated to see Mater step to the plate again.
Yeah, and if you're Mendel, you're kind of the only thing that you're worried about is leaving the ball over the middle of the plate to Miles, especially with the fastball that he throws. It's just not fast enough to get it by Miles. If he leaves that pitch over the plate, this could very easily be a 6-0 game.
Mendel last time played the Blues was in the first game of that 2-game series. He went 3 2/3 innings, 4 strikeouts with 5 hits, including that grand slam from Kyle Becker. Becker, who is on deck currently. But first he'll have to face Miles Mater, the catcher for the Blues. First pitch to him is fouled back over the first base side.
Thanks again to Anthony Gonzalez Mortgage Team for sponsoring our free foul balls this inning.
Miles Mater, who also recorded a home run against the Seagulls. It was in the second game. Wait, sorry, that's incorrect. That was against the Walnut Creek Crawdads. Mater did not actually appear against the Seagulls when they traveled up to San Francisco. So his first time also seeing Declan Mendel in an actual at-bat, but the count is 1-1. A called strike 2. Standing on first is Jake Hicksonball. On second is Cesar Chavez. And on third, Brady Alves. The count is 1-2 with 2 outs here in the bottom of the second. That ball will miss outside. The deuces are wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs in the second.
And it gets to a point where you're going to have to throw him a strike because if you don't get Miles Mater out here and you end up walking him, you have to face Kyle Becker, who hit a grand slam off of him in the last game.
The 2-2 is swung on and sent foul. It'll look like it'll stay in the field of play, and the first baseman will make the catch to end the inning. The Blues with 2 hits, 1 run scored, 3 runners left on base. And that'll be it for the second inning. The Blues lead 2-0. the top of the order due up for the San Francisco Seagulls. If you ever caught a game here at Sinchheimer, you'd know that they do a little throwdown challenge for whoever's in the squat for the Blues that day. Today it's Miles Mader, and he's got to hit this wooden, what would you call it? A wooden target?
Wooden target.
A wooden target. And he hit it down today, which is exciting. We don't see it every day. So third down to second and hit it as that ball is swung on over to left field by Armando Hurtado. And he will settle over at first base, a leadoff batter in the top of the third inning. The Seagulls chasing two after an RBI double from Cesar Chavez, brought in Joey Blank in the last inning. It's 2-0, and Christian Lamoth will come to the plate. He singled in the first, followed by a single from Jake Brewer, which took him over to second. He'll now step to the plate with a runner on and no outs. First pitch swung on for strike number one.
This is a dangerous spot for Mendez to be in here because, as we talked about, Christian Lamoth, former home run hitter against the San Luis Obispo Blues in the game at San Bruno, also a CCL Showcase All-Star.
You're right, Lamoth, who homered in the first inning and kind of started off that game. The Blues eventually brought it back 12-5, but as I had mentioned, the Seagulls had been in the lead for a considerable amount of time in that game. They scored 3 off of Lamoth's home run in the first. The Blues finally tying it up in the fourth. And then it was that grand slam from Kyle Becker that finally put the Blues in the lead. The count is 0-2 to Lamoth. Throw over to the first baseman. Will not be in time. Mason Ashlock standing over on first with Armando Hurtado. Mendez will check his shoulder. The pitch will go home, and that ball swung on off the end of the bat, and Kosei Suzuki out and right will make the catch for out number one here in the top of the third inning.
And you can kind of tell with the shadows starting to creep in just a little bit, Addy, that they're having a little bit of trouble picking up that ball. He was so early on that swing, and that ball was so outside and off the plate that it was such weak contact to Kosei Suzuki. There was no chance he was ever going to hit that ball.
Well, and you could really see Lamoth stretching to hit that ball. I mean, fully like across the plate, grabbing at anything, which worked out just fine as Mendez sends that one back over to first base.
Just keeping an eye on him.
Keeping an eye on him. Jake Brewer now at the plate. He also singled in the first. Was left on base with his teammate Lamoth, who just flew out to right field. Playing over at short today, and he will see strike number one. Jake Brewer, who played in both of the games on the road. Mader keeps that one in front, and Hurtado will stay over on first. He started in the second game, but came in for his teammate Brendan Swanson, who was hitting the 9-hole in the first game. In his start on the second game, a walk followed by a strikeout and a ground out. He had faced Spencer Gallimore in 2 of his 3 at-bats. Hurtado skirts over to first, but he'll be safe. One ball, one strike, one out, one runner on to Jake Brewer. Connor Mendez, who's already recorded 6 strikeouts on the day. That ball will send down the first base side, and it'll fall foul. No one able to make the play. Ashlock, Suzuki, and Brady Alves all running over trying to make the catch, but Brewer will stay alive. The count now 1-2 with just one out here in the third.
Bit of a Bermuda Triangle moment there, Addy, between Ashlock, Alves, and Suzuki out there on the right side of the field.
We saw a quite bit of that against the series against the Arroyo Seco Saints. We'd mentioned the Saints just able to consistently find where the Blues weren't.
Yep.
And so we saw a lot of the times, you know, three players all trying to make the catch, and oftentimes, I mean, it just fell so perfectly for the Saints repeatedly throughout the game. Off goes Hurtado for second. The throw down will be in time. Brady Alves with the tag, and Hurtado out on the base pads for out number 2.
And that's a picture-perfect throw. Miles Mader ensuring that the runner's speed does not dictate how fast he releases that ball. He takes his time, gets into his mechanics, gets into his throw, fires it down to second base for a perfect throw and got him out.
I'm thinking it was the promotion that they did before this inning.
It's good practice.
It's good practice. I mean, he hit it square on the target, and once again put it on the right side of the bag for Alves to be able to make the tag to Hurtado. Coming in over from first, a perfectly executed throw by the catcher Mader, and Alves with the tag.
And you love to see a huge game from Miles Mader here. Yes, he did pop out with the bases loaded in the second, but you've got to tell he's feeling good with that caught stealing as well as the RBI single that he had last inning.
And that'll be swung on for strike 3 to Jake Brewer. The Blues face the minimum. They let up one hit from Hurtado, but is caught stealing for the second out, and the Blues lead going into the bottom of the third 2-0. Becker will step to the plate to lead it off here in the bottom of the third. The Blues face the minimum in the top half of the inning to the 1, 2, and 3 batters. Connor Mendez with a strikeout to end the inning to Jake Brewer. And a great throw from Miles Mader to get the leadoff base runner Armando Hurtado out over at second. And that'll be ball number 1 to Kyle Becker. Becker, who flew out to center in the first inning. He'll send that one right back towards the press box for strike number 1.
Hey, our thanks to the host families for sponsoring our 3 foul balls this inning.
Becker wearing number 43. And he'll chop that one over to the first baseman, who will field it and step on his own bag for out number 1. And that'll bring up Mason Ashlock.
Just rolled over on that ball. It was in his wheelhouse, Addy. I think Kyle Becker wishes he had that one back. talented player. No doubt he'll get that one next time.
Mason Ashlock now to the plate. First pitch, a ball to the first baseman. Had quite the outing against the Seagulls in the second game of the 2-game series, as he sends that one back. Led off the day with a double, which scored 2 runs early on against the Seagulls, followed by a walk, a ground out, and then 2 more walks. Count is now 1-1, as he sees strike 2. Kyle Becker with a ground out to the first baseman to lead off the inning. The count is 1-2 to Ashlock, who fouls that one back. Once again, he will battle in this at-bat.
Thanks again to the host families for sponsoring those foul balls this inning.
The 1-2 pitch is slapped foul over to the first base side.
Good fight from Mason Ashlock there, clearly looking for a fastball in this count. He was able to foul off that slider because that's not the one that he wants. He's looking for something straight here.
The 1-2 to Mason Ashlock, and he will strike out swinging to Declan Mendel for the second out here in the 3rd inning, and Kosei Suzuki will come to the plate.
Ashlock got the pitch that he wanted, just not in a location he could do anything with. That ball was above his hands. You're never going to be able to get on top of anything above your hands.
Kosei Suzuki playing out in right field today. He comes to the plate with 2 outs and no runners on. He swings at the first pitch for strike 1. Suzuki, who flew out to center field in his first at-bat.
Suzuki looks like he just threw his hand guard back to the dugout after that swing and miss, maybe getting in the way of him making contact with the ball. Or maybe he feels that.
The 0-1 to Suzuki is outside. They definitely can mess with players, especially if it's not something that maybe he's used to. I'm not sure if that's something that he usually wears, as he slaps that one to the first baseman, who makes the play. It looks like that was maybe a check swing, but hit off the bat. It was almost as though it was a bunt down the first base side. But that'll be it for the 3rd inning. The Seagulls face the minimum in Kyle Becker, Mason Ashlock, and Kosei Suzuki. The score is still 2-0 in the Blues, heading into the top of the 4th. Hunter Kohler now on the mound for the San Francisco Seagulls. We saw Declan Mendel face just the minimum in the third, but before that, a bases loaded situation he was able to get out of, but off of a pop fly foul to the first baseman from Miles Mater. It looks like they'll trust Kohler with the bottom of the order. Joey Blank is at the plate. Apologies. Hunter Kohler for the Blues. At the plate for the Seagulls is Davis German. The count is 1-2. Kohler ahead, looking for his first out today, as German slaps that one over to the right fielder, Suzuki, who does not make the catch. And that'll be a single for German, who kind of slides into first there.
We'll definitely confer with our scorer on that one, because that ball looked to be in Suzuki's glove, and he just dropped it out there in right field.
A little hard to see. He was going hard for that ball. It was to his right side.
Fantastic job of him getting to it. But again, that's what I said the other day about errors don't tell the whole story. He did an amazing job getting to that ball, and if he dropped it, it might just be an error. But we'll confer with the scorer on that one.
To the plate now is Tanner Wall. Wall, the designated hitter for the Seagulls today. He struck out swinging in the bottom of the first inning, as he will see ball two.
And Hunter Kohler, who's been one of the better pitchers for the Blues this year, just graduated high school this past year, going to Cochise Community College. Boasts a sinker that he can get up to 89 to 90 miles an hour. That is probably his best pitch.
Throw over to first. Kohler last pitching against the Arroyo Seco Saints in the first game of that three-game series. It was on Friday. The Blues taking that game. He pitched 1 2/3 innings. He came in to relief for Moose Cuellar. That'll be strike number one. 3 balls and 1 strike. Kohler looking to make his way back through this at bat. In his 1 2/3 innings, he faced 6 batters with 2 strikeouts, a walk, 3 hits, and 2 runs. The ball thrown down to first.
Good attempt there by Miles Mater to try and get the runner sleeping at first base. I think the throw actually might have beaten them there, but it looked like Mason Ashlock just dropped the ball.
Looks like Davis German maybe took that one a little too hard. Speaks to his first base coach a little, but he looks to be all right now. He'll stand back up over at first base. The count is full. Pitch home, fouled off over to the first base dugout. What a comeback for Kohler. 3 balls and no strikes to start off this at-bat. Now, sitting in a full count against the designated hitter, Tanner Well, and he will swing for another strikeout swinging from the designated hitter. That'll be the first out here in the top of the 4th. Ethan Lopez, the catcher, will come to the plate. Standing on first is Davis German. Singled out to Kosei Suzuki in right field. First pitch to Lopez is swung on for strike number 1.
And Addy, Hunter Kohler is probably not somebody, not at least the first name that you think of when you think about the powerful arms in the Blues bullpen. But consider this. Hunter Kohler has a 1.04 ERA coming into this game. Do you think about him when you're thinking about the Chance Jassos, the Chase Rogers, the Connor Mendezes of the Blues? Probably not, but that doesn't mean he's not effective.
Yeah, Hunter Kohler, it'll be his 6th appearance with the Blues. And again, important to mention how young he is. I mean, he just graduated high school, playing against some guys who are well into their collegiate careers. As I said, his 5th appearance, 12 strikeouts. As Lopez sees ball 1. Fans bellowing for hot sauce. The count is 1-2. The pitch home misses high, and the count is even. Ethan Lopez, who struck out swinging in his first at-bat in the 2nd, looks to make something happen with a runner on first, and it looks like he will not. The 2nd strikeout for Hunter Kohler. Ethan Lopez strikes out swinging for the 2nd out, and Alan Ramirez, he will come to the plate. Davis German stays lonely over at first. The only base runner for the Blues. He's yet to make his way to 2nd. First pitch, a called strike.
Hunter Kohler doing such a massive job out of the bullpen for the Blues here, Addy. Somebody who was stretched out to start in high school, not used to coming out of the bullpen, doing such a fantastic job for the Blues here today and this summer in general.
2nd pitch is swung on and sent foul down the 3rd base line. And that'll be strike 2.
And if you're Hunter Kohler here, you've earned your shot at wasting a pitch at 0-2 with 2 outs. Maybe think about a slider out of the zone.
The pitch home is inside for ball number 1.
Alan Ramirez kind of looked like he wished that ball hit him a little bit.
And the count is 1-2. The pitch home in the dirt. Mater keeps it in front of him. German will stay over on first. Ramirez, who reached base on a drop 3rd strike in the 2nd inning, stole to make his way to 2nd, but was never brought around. The pitch home is swung on and chopped foul. And German, who took off for 2nd, will head back over to first base. And Ramirez another chance at the plate.
And Addy, this has to be considered the payoff pitch for Hunter Kohler here. You don't want to drop into a 3-2 count and give the runner at first a head start.
The deuces wild, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. It is the top of the 4th inning. Hunter Kohler on the mound. The pitch home. And that'll be a called strike 3. Alan Ramirez sits down, and Hunter Kohler dishing up 3 straight Ks to end the top of the 4th inning. The Seagulls with 1 hit from Davis German. They leave him over on first, and the Blues lead 2-0 heading into the bottom of the 4th. At the plate is Joey Blank. He will lead it off for the Blues here in the fourth. What an outing from Hunter Kohler. He came in the top of the fourth inning, let up the first hit from the leadoff batter, Davis German. He stood over at first for the entire top half of the inning as Blank sends that one back into right center. It'll be caught by the right fielder, Cade Heflin, for out number 1.
Good swing there by Joey Blank. Not the result you wanted, but if you were going to swing at a first pitch, you picked a pretty good one to swing at, and it was a really good batted ball.
That'll bring up Diego Gonzalez. I was saying for Hunter Kohler, let up a leadoff hit from Davis German, who stood over at first for the entire top half of the inning after dishing up 3 strikeouts to end the top of the fourth. And Diego Gonzalez will seize strike 1. The count 1-1. 1 out from Joey Blank. Gonzalez, who grounded out in his first at bat. Pitch misses low and inside. Joey Blank, who debuted as a Blue against the San Francisco Seagulls. As he sees ball 3. The count is 3-1 to Joey Blank, the third baseman for the Blues today, taking over for Brendan Comerford.
And Diego Gonzalez, who's not typically a person that drew walks at the college level, 9% walk rate. Just took a strike right there. However, the one thing about Diego Gonzalez, even as a second baseman, as a smaller guy at the University of San Diego, swung for a lot of power. Slugging percentage in the 450s.
He chops that one over to the first baseman. Will get past Christian Lamoth out into right field for a base hit. A runner on for Brady Alves. Brady Alves, who was hit by a pitch in his first at-bat in the second, made his way all the way around to third base, but was left on along with Jake Hicksonbaugh and Cesar Chavez.
And your point, Addy, earlier that you said in the game, Brady Alves is really looking to just get on right here to get on base for Cesar Chavez with runners on.
First pitch swung on and sent to the left side of the field. Incoming is the center fielder, who will make the catch. One pitch, one swing, and that'll be the second out here in the fourth. And either way, that brings up Cesar Chavez. So the leadoff batter now to the plate, who's singled and doubled on the day. He'll come up with Diego Gonzalez over at first base. Chavez leading off once again for the Blues. The first pitch, a called strike 1.
And if I can say this on air, Addy, I think maybe a bit of an all-star snub for Cesar Chavez. I mean, batting .315 with an on-base percentage of .420, slugging percentage in the 400s.
He hits that one up the middle. The second baseman will toss it to short to get the leadoff batter, Diego Gonzalez, out. And that'll be it for the fourth inning. The Blues with one hit, one runner left on, and no runs scored. They still lead 2-0 as we head into the fifth inning. Hunter Kohler is still on the mound for the Blues. What an inning to start it off in the fourth. He faced 4 batters, a leadoff hit followed by 3 straight strikeouts. And he'll face Cade Heflin to lead it off in the 5th. The count is 1-1 to Cade Heflin, the leadoff batter of the inning for the Seagulls. They still trail 2-0. They've recorded 4 hits so far, have yet to bring any of their runners in. Ball slapped over the first base side. It looks like that one stayed fair. Kosei Suzuki out and right will field the ball, make the throw in to the shortstop standing on second, but Cade Heflin with a double to lead it off. And that'll bring up the number 9 hitter, Emilio Feliciano.
Just a sinker that caught too much of the plate there. Addy, his sinker quite literally broke into the barrel of his bat, able to keep it just fair and down the line for a double.
It seemed as though maybe a couple of players not really aware that that had stayed fair. I mean, it was definitely by just a couple of inches. Ashlock, who laid out over at first, trying to make the stop and went all the way back to Kosei Suzuki. But that throw over to second seemed a little bit as if Gonzalez wasn't sure that that one was coming in. The tag almost in time. A great effort by Suzuki out and right.
Beautiful throw.
Beautiful throw. Now at the plate is Emilio Feliciano. Ball and a strike with Heflin over on second. Feliciano, who struck out looking. He'll face Kohler for the first time today. The 1-1 is swung on for strike 2. Kohler ahead of the count here. One ball, 2 strikes, no outs. A runner standing over on second. Hunter Kohler looking to give a lucky fan some hot sauce as that one is swung down to the third baseman, who throws it over to first for out number 1.
And those are third baseman fundamentals 101 when you have a runner on second base. Addy looking back the runner at second, making sure he's not taking off before firing the throw to first base. Great job by Joey Blank to keep the runner at second.
Joey Blank over at third today, as we've mentioned. Not our usual Brendan Comerford, but does a great job with the first ball hit to him so far today. That brings up the top of the order, Armando Hurtado.
And I think the thing that impresses me about Hunter Kohler the most, Addy, is the fact that he's not afraid to go after anybody. I mean, 18 years old, just graduated high school and pitching against some of the best hitters that the CCL has to offer. Not afraid to go after him with what he's got.
That one swung on and chopped over to the visiting dugout. Mentality, a huge, huge factor in how a pitcher performs on the mound. It's one of those spots where you're consistently in the play. You will be in the play every single time the ball is live. The count now 0-2 to the leadoff batter, Hurtado, who singled in his last at-bat. He was caught stealing by Miles Mader, going for second. A great throw and great tag from Alves, who plays over at second base today. 1 ball and 2 strikes There's one out and a runner on second. The 1-2 pitch is swung on and sent back over to Joey Blank. It looks like it gets away from him. He'll make the toss over and get out the leadoff base runner, Cade Heflin, for out number 2.
Fantastic play by Diego Gonzalez and Joey Blank to get the heads up on that. Blank did not get it. Blank immediately retreats back to the bag when Gonzalez has the ball, knowing there's no play at first, gets the runner at third, and now you're in a better spot than you were before.
It's true, getting out the leadoff base runner who was going for third and would be just 90 feet away from scoring, but what an effort from Joey Blank. I mean, misses the ball, but immediately reacts to it. Doesn't stay down, gets back up. Great communication from the left side of the infield today. A runner now stands over on first. There's 2 outs, and Christian Lamoth sees strike number 1. Lamoth, who singled in his first at-bat. He will swing for strike 2. He flew out to right field in his second appearance at the plate. That ball low and inside. Mater will hold on to it. Hurtado will stay over on first. The 1-2, 2 outs, a runner on first. The pitch home is swung on and chopped over down the first base side. The 1-2 swung on by Lamoth. And that'll be it for the top half of the first inning. 1 hit, 1 runner left on base. No runs scored. The Blues still lead 2-0. Jake Hicksonball, the designated hitter. He will lead it off here in the bottom of the 5th inning. The Blues still leading 2-0. Looking to increase that lead against the San Francisco Seagulls as he takes strike number 1. Hicksonball who flew out and walked so far today. He'll see ball one. Called strike two to Jake Hicksonbaugh. The 1-2 pitch is slapped down the left field side out of bounds.
Hicks may be trying to stay true to his approach that he had in Sunday's game against the Saints, looking for a fastball.
The count is 1-2. And a called strike three to Jake Hicksonbaugh, a leadoff strikeout.
He let go every single off-speed and breaking pitch in that at-bat and only swung at the only fastball that he saw in that AB. I think that's something that the Seagulls picked up on, decided to go with the curveball there.
Miles Mader now to the plate, looking to do something for the Blues here in the 5th inning. They haven't scored since the 2nd. The first pitch to Miles Mader, low and inside for ball one. Pitch is low and outside for ball two. Mader with a huge RBI double in the bottom of the 1st inning. He scored to score the first run of the day, Cesar Chavez. He sees strike one.
Both bullpens look like they're getting some action. The Seagulls have George Schmidt, left-handed pitcher, in their bullpen in case Mendel gets into any trouble. And it appears that Mikey Rodriguez, CCL Showcase All-Star, is warming up in the Blues bullpen.
Strike two to Miles Mader. The count is even 2-2. Jake Hicksonbaugh, who struck out, looking to start it off here in the bottom of the 5th. Mader calls time. 2 balls and 2 strikes, 1 out. The pitch to Mader is low and outside. The count runs full.
Very obviously pitching around Mader here. Don't want to give him anything he can do too much with. You're satisfied if you're able to get him to chase, but I think they're satisfied with walking him here too.
The 3-2 is swung on, and Miles Mader, frustrated with his at-bat, he will head back to the dugout. The 2nd strikeout of the inning, and Kyle Becker will step to the plate with 2 outs.
And Mader, who's usually so adept at not chasing pitches, unfortunately chased that breaking ball right there. One of the better players on the team in not chasing.
First pitch, a ball to Kyle Becker, who flew out in his first at-bat and then grounded out to the first baseman in his 2nd, looking for his first hit of the day, as he sees ball 2.
Don't know if we've mentioned it yet, but also a CCL Showcase All-Star, Kyle Becker.
You're right. Kyle Becker, who's out in left field today. And he will swing at strike 1. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. Kyle Becker looking to make something happen in this inning. And he will swing for strike number 2. The Deuces are wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th inning. Kyle Becker will see ball 3. The count runs full. Mason Ashlock on deck. The pitch home is sent sky high to the right side of the field. Looks like the center fielder will call for it and make the catch, and that'll be it for the 5th inning. The Seagulls face the minimum with 2 strikeouts and a flyout. As we head into the top of the 6th inning, the Blues still leading 2-0. Very fun night here at Sinsheimer, paired with a fun little birthday. Journalist Julianne Shivers' mother is here all the way from Texas. So shout out Andrea Shivers. Happy birthday.
We love Julianne here in San Luis Obispo, so by default, we love her mother, Andrea.
It's true, and she's celebrating her birthday out here in California with her daughter, which has got to be very fun for the both of them. On the mound now for the Blues is Mikey Rodriguez. He will face Jake Brewer here in the top of the 6th inning. Game is just under 2 hours so far.
Let's talk a little bit about Mikey Rodriguez, Addy. Mikey Rodriguez, currently in the transfer portal, hails from Youngstown State. Probably one of the best pitchers that you'll see hail from a college, Youngstown State. A fastball that can reach up to 95 miles an hour, as well as a curveball and a slider that are absolutely devastating.
This is Rodriguez's 5th appearance with the Blues on the season. He has recorded 12 strikeouts over 7 innings pitched, an ERA of 2.57 and a whip of 1.14. Last appeared against the Santa Barbara Foresters at their home as Jake Brewer is hit by pitch to reach first. As I was saying, against the Foresters down in Santa Barbara last Thursday, a couple of days ago, he pitched 2 innings with 2 strikeouts, 1 hit, and 1 run scored. He hits the leadoff batter of this inning. Jake Brewer will now stand on first, and Davis German will come to the plate.
And if you're talking pound-for-pound comparison to stuff on the staff, I think Mikey Rodriguez you can probably put at the top, maybe a little bit below Connor Mendez, but he's absolutely in that top 1, 2, 3 conversation when it comes to stuff. The key for Mikey Rodriguez is to stay in the zone. When he's in the zone, he's unhittable.
The count is 0-1 to Davis German. Big leadoff from Brewer over on first. He'll skirt back to the base. German, who struck out looking in the first inning and then singled in the 4th, stayed over on first for the entirety of that inning as he sees strike 2. The count is 1-2 to the cleanup batter, German, out in center field. Has gone quite a bit of action off of the Blues bats as he fouls that one off the first base sign. One ball and 2 strikes. No outs and a leadoff runner on first. The pitch home is swung on, and that is it for Davis German here in the 6th inning. Another strikeout, this time swinging for out number 1, and Tanner Wall, the designated hitter, will look to do something about the base runner on first. He struck out swinging in both of his at-bats. The first to Connor Mendez, the second to Hunter Kohler. And he will now face Mikey Rodriguez. First pitch, a called strike.
Devastating curveball there. First pitch strike. Doesn't get any better than that, Addy.
This is the designated hitter for the Seagulls. Has yet to do much at the plate. The 0-1 is called for strike number 2.
And that's just unhittable. I mean, when your fastball ranges anywhere from 92 to 93 and you're able to paint the outside corner like that, there's not very many hitters on the planet that are going to give you a challenge.
The count is 0-2 with 1 out. A runner stands over on first, and Jake Brewer, who was hit in the back to lead it off for the inning. Tanner Wall sees his first ball, and the count is 1-2. Brewer off the bag over at first. His lead not terribly large. pitch home is swung on, and that will be it for Tanner Wall. 3 strikeouts for the designated hitter, and the second out here in the 6th. That'll bring up Ethan Lopez, who has also struck out in both of his at-bats so far. Brewer, who has yet to make a move for second. He is over at first base. Mason Ashlock stands with him on the bag. First pitch falls in for strike 1. Called strike 2 to Ethan Lopez. The count 0-2 with 2 outs. A runner stands on first base. The Seagulls still chasing 2 runs. They haven't put a runner 90 feet away from the pad so far. They've had 2 runners reach to second. Sorry, make that 3. Christian Lamoth in the first. Alan Ramirez in the second. And Cade Heflin in the 5th inning.
Addy, if I may, this pitch sequencing by Mikey Rodriguez and the past 2 hitters, just absolute pure art. I don't think Pablo Picasso could have painted anything this pretty. This is fantastic stuff. I'm just a fan right now.
Mikey Rodriguez looking to finish it out here already with 2 strikeouts in the 6th. The count is 0-2. And it looks like he'll do it. Ethan Lopez strikes out, swinging his 3rd strikeout on the day. And the 3rd strikeout in the 6th inning. Mikey Rodriguez comes in. He faces Jake Brewer to lead it off. He's hit by pitch and reaches first base. And then 3 straight strikeouts swinging to end the 6th inning. The Blues still lead 2-0 heading into the bottom of the 6th. And we'll have it here on the Blues streaming network. George Schmidt now on the mound for the San Francisco Seagulls, the freshman from UC Berkeley. He will step to the mound for the Seagulls here in the bottom of the 6th inning. And look to make something happen at the plate. Mason Ashlock, who sees strike 1. George Schmidt in his 5th appearance with the San Francisco Seagulls. Ball one serve to Mason Ashlock. The count is 1-1. George Schmidt, originally from Pleasanton, California. The left-handed pitcher, sitting at 6 feet tall. Called strike two, and the count is even 2 balls and 2 strikes. The 2-2 pitch to Ashlock. A swing for strike number 3. You could tell Ashlock reaching for that pitch and doesn't get a piece of it.
I'll bring up number 16.
I'll bring up
for the Blues,
Kosei Suzuki, wearing number 16.
Let's talk about George Schmidt and what he throws a little bit here, Addy. He's purely a 2-pitch pitcher. A fastball and a slider, doesn't get too many whiffs. 8.3% against righties on the fastball.
The first pitch, a ball from George Schmidt. George Schmidt, who first appeared just last week against the Walnut Creek Crawdads on June 25th. Appeared as a batter in that game. Looks like he's a little bit of a two-way here for the Seagulls. His first game pitching was against the Crawdads as well, but in the second game of that 2-game series. Pitched 2 2/3 innings, 3 hits and 2 strikeouts. The count even to Kosei Suzuki, 2 balls and 2 strikes. There's 1 out on the inning. A strikeout swinging from Mason Ashlock as Suzuki hits that one out into the Blues bullpen down the first base side.
And the ball just sounds different coming off of Suzuki's bat, even when it's a foul ball, Addy.
The pitch to Suzuki misses up high for ball 3. The count is full to the right fielder.
Fantastic take by Kosei Suzuki. It was a little off the plate. Good on him for not chasing it.
The 3-2 pitch. Swung on and fouled to the backstop. He will keep fighting. Looking to make something happen for the Blues, who haven't scored since the second inning. He fouls that one off, this time over the first base side. Over by Beer 2. It'll stay in the park. A lucky fan getting that foul ball.
Do we have an attendance guest tonight, Addy? Just getting a lay of the land here.
I did really good on the last one.
You did after you copied me.
I did not copy you. You were just mad that you didn't win, as Suzuki hits that one over the head of the shortstop and into left center field. That'll be a base hit for Kosei Suzuki, his first hit of the day.
And that's the type of pitcher that Kosei Suzuki has a lot of success off of. He sees left-handers very well. Not only that, but when you can cut out 50% of the pitches that he throws, he only throws the fastball and the slider. Don't swing at the slider, look fastball. That's when you have success when you're Kosei Suzuki.
Kosei Suzuki, the first base runner of the inning, with Joey Blank now to the plate. To answer your question, Vincent, I think I'm going to go pretty similar to my guess on Sunday, which, again, if you were wondering, I won, not Vincent, and I did not copy Vincent. I guessed, I think, 1,020, and it was 1,024, something like that. Today, I'm going to go same ballpark, 1,012. Nope, 1,016 for Kosei Suzuki, who just hit a single.
Okay. I want to think about this one for a second.
You may. Joey Blank at the plate. The count 0-2. Kosei Suzuki stands over on first. First ball up high. Joey Blank, who singled in the second. He was the only run to score after an RBI double from Cesar Chavez. He flew out in the fourth inning, and he chases that one and slaps it to the backstop. He will stay alive.
Blank maybe just a bit afraid that that ball was going to break back into the zone. Good on him for fighting it off, because we'll never know.
We will never know. Joey Blank over at third base today. We've seen a couple of balls hit over to him as he slaps that one over to the Little League field. A nice little sequence from Blank and Diego Gonzalez in the top of the fifth inning.
Addy, I think I'm going to go 870 today. That way, if you change your guess, everybody will know that you copied me.
Okay, I'm not going to change my guess. What did I say? 1,016?
You said 1,016 for Kosei Suzuki.
I personally think that you're way off.
Really?
I don't think it's under 1,000.
My IDAR has been off lately. I haven't won yet this year.
I've won twice.
You've won twice.
So, really exciting for me. 2-2, Kosei Suzuki takes off for second base. He will slide in head first. The tag will not be in time. That'll be a stolen base for the right fielder. And a ball to Joey Blank.
Fantastic jump by Kosei Suzuki. George Schmidt was not looking him back or keeping him on the bag at all, and he took advantage by taking second there.
A huge steal for Suzuki with an out here in the sixth inning. The 2-2 is fouled off once again. Joey Blank with a tough at bat, not willing to go down just yet to George Schmidt. Two balls and two strikes. Kosei Suzuki stands over on second. He will take off for third as Blank fouls that one off, and he will head back to second base. A good jump from Suzuki over there at second.
Hit and run was full go there. Joey Blank was ready to swing at that pitch no matter where it was to ensure that Suzuki got the bag, but good job by him of fouling it off into the Little League field.
The Blues, last time having a runner in scoring position was the second inning. And they've already done it here. The last time they had someone on third was Brady Alves, also in the second inning. There are two outs here and a 2-2 count to Joey Blank. Schmidt checks his shoulder. He'll send the ball home, and Blank will send that one over to the shortstop, who will make the toss over to first base. But Kosei Suzuki gets to third. And productive out for Joey Blank.
Up to the plate now for the Blues. Number 10,
And Diego Gonzalez up to the plate. Two outs to the shortstop. He grounded out in his first at bat and singled in his second. He hits that one over to the first baseman, who will make the catch in the air. And that'll be it for the sixth inning.
6 complete innings.
George Schmidt faces 4 batters. He lets up a single hit from Kosei Suzuki. Suzuki is left on for the only base runner. And the Blues still leading 2-0 heading into the 7th. the top of the 7th inning here at Sinsheimer. The sun starting to go down. We'll probably see it in about 30 to 40 minutes. And Alan Ramirez to the plate. The Blues still leading 2-0 against the San Francisco Seagulls. A little bit of a different game than what we'd seen in the past against the Seagulls. The first game was 12-5 the last time they played the Seagulls. 2 balls and no strikes to Alan Ramirez. He hits that one over to the second baseman. It gets a weird hop off the infield grass, but Brady Alves able to make the play for out number 1.
Just a reminder, the Blues will be back in action again tomorrow night.
Can we talk a little bit about how Brady Alves has stabilized the second base position, or at least the backup second base position? You're not really worried about defense when Brady is out there at second base. He's done a fantastic job so far this season of keeping the mistakes to a minimum.
You're right, Brady Alves. Even off that weird hop off the infield, you could see that ball kind of catch a little bit of air there as Alves was going to make the play. He adjusted in perfect amount of time and flawlessly sends that ball over to Ashlock at first for the first out. A great play by Alves at second base. Now at the plate is Cade Heflin. Heflin, who doubled in the 5th inning. Previously to that, struck out swinging in the 2nd. He comes to the plate now with 2 balls and no strikes, facing Mikey Rodriguez.
Addy out underneath us at the press box is the brain trust of the Blues, General Manager Nico, owner Adam, and Assistant General Manager Segan. Enjoying the scenery of this 2-0 game.
Our leaders this season.
Our fearless leaders.
Our fearless leaders, who make everything run here at Sinsheimer. That ball sent over to shortstop and once again fielded, this time by Diego Gonzalez. It's back-to-back groundouts for the Blues in the 7th inning.
Bluebell has been released into the wild, Addy. This mystical creature is now going through the stands, high-fiving everyone in sight.
Looking to bring some more energy here at Sinsheimer. A run has not scored since the 2nd inning, and you can tell the fans are itching for something exciting. Emilio Feliciano is now at the plate. He swings for strike number 1.
Maybe get a little bit of a, you remember the Angels when they had the rally monkey? We got the rally bluebell.
We got the rally cow.
Rally cow, ooh, I like that.
Ball fouled off for strike 2. Fans mainly getting ready to cheer for that firework game that is coming up shortly. It'll be on Friday, June 3rd.
16th bottle of hot sauce here, Addy.
Here's the pitch, and that'll be it. 16th bottle of hot sauce as Mikey Rodriguez strikes out Emilio Feliciano here in the top of the 7th inning. We'll head into the bottom, but not before we stretch it out here at Sinsheimer. The score 2-0, and we'll be back on the Blues Streaming Network for the bottom of the 7th. score is 2-0. The fans have stretched it out here at Sinsheimer. It's the bottom of the 7th inning. And Brady Alves will lead it off. Alves, who we just saw make a great play over at second to get out Alan Ramirez, the leadoff batter for the Seagulls in the top of the 7th. The first pitch to him, a called strike one. The Blues face just the minimum in the top of the 2nd. Alan Ramirez with a ground out to second, as I mentioned. Cade Heflin to shortstop, and then a strikeout swinging from Emilio Feliciano. And Brady Alves now at the plate here in the bottom. The count is 1-1. Alves, who reached base in the 2nd after being hit by pitch, as he swings for strike number 2. The Blues leading by just 2 runs. They haven't scored since the 2nd inning, and looking to make a little bit more of a lead here in the 7th. One ball and 2 strikes. Pitch from George Schmidt misses high and outside for ball 2. The pitch home is swung on by Brady Alves. He sets it into left center field, and it looks like that ball will fall. Brady Alves heading for second. He will slide in, and we will be safe. Look at that, Brady Alves with a base hit here in the 7th inning. If you remember from over the weekend, a very similar situation. He sent that ball way out to left field, and he tried for second and was thrown out. This time he slides in safely. A leadoff base runner for the Blues with Cesar Chavez now at the plate.
And if you're that man standing on second right now, that's got to be the best feeling in the world. Because as we've talked about before, both hits that he's gotten this season, been thrown out at second trying to stretch it. First time he's been able to stand on second after a hit all year.
Exciting to see Alves on base. His 2nd time on base today, his 1st time on via a hit. And it's got to be exciting for the second baseman there. Pitch home is low and inside for ball number 2.
Director of tickets Ava Cox just put the ticket guessing thing in my hand here. I'm going to stay true to my word. I'm at 850.
Seeing a good amount of low numbers here on the sheet.
You got to stay true to your word, Addy.
I know. Oh, only one other guess over 1,000. Oh, wait, make that 2. I'm going to be the lowest of the 1,000s. So I'm going to go 1,016.
Okay. No toilet bowl for you today.
And we will see. The count is 2-1. Cesar Chavez is on the plate. Alves dancing over at second. He hits that one over to the third baseman. Alves will stay at second. The throw over to first will be in time. A ground out to Cesar Chavez. Brady Alves will stay on second. Great awareness by the base runner over there.
A nice job by Cesar Chavez to get down the line, too. He actually made that a play. The third baseman maybe took a little bit too long looking Brady back at second base. Cesar making it a play by busting it down the line. That's the stuff that you love out of any player.
That'll bring up Jake Hicksonbaugh, the designated hitter. Alves making a lot of movement over there on second. And Hicksonbaugh with no balls and a strike. Brady Alves stealing some glances from Schmidt as he sends in strike number 2.
Brady getting such a good secondary lead there at second base, Addy. It's a wonder if you think he might consider stealing, although left-handed hitter at the plate catcher's got a free shot at third base, and we saw that with Cam Andrews trying to attempt to steal third base during the Arroyo Seco game on Sunday.
All right, guys, we just got the attendance the attendance for the day. Looks like I was pretty off. It's 760.
I didn't win, but I did better than you, and that's all that matters.
Definitely did not win.
That's what matters to me, is that I did better than you.
Okay, well, let's remember that when I did better than you, I also won. The ball misses just outside to Jake Hicksonball. The count is 1-2. I promise to do better tomorrow, everybody. I will beat Vincent.
This is going to be a competition as long as I'm on this broadcast.
That's fine, but I already won twice with you on the broadcast. Brady Alves heads for third. And they drop third strike to Jake Hicksonball, who's thrown out at first base. But Brady Alves back over to third base for the second time today, a runner in scoring position with 2 outs here in the 7th.
Doing what good base runners should do, cause a lot of havoc over there at second base, advance on the drop third strike. Good instincts by Brady Alves.
Miles Mader now will step to the plate, looking to do something about that base runner on third. The Blues not wanting to leave any more base runners on the pads today.
And you have to wonder if they're considering pitching around Miles, not giving him anything to hit, with Kyle Becker standing on deck for the lefty-lefty matchup. Kyle Becker, who has yet to record a hit off of a left-handed pitcher all year long.
First pitch misses high for ball 1. There are 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th inning. The score is still just 2-0. The Blues with 6 hits on 2 runs, and the Seagulls with 5 hits on no runs. The count is 1-1.
You have to imagine that he has at least 2 batters left. Benjamin Juiced warming up in the San Francisco bullpen.
Big swing from Mader for strike number 2.
It also looks like Carson Boyer is warming up in the Blues bullpen. I know that warm-up from anywhere. I don't need binoculars for that one, Addy.
The Blues keeping their bullpen very open in today's game.
When we asked Dean Trainer earlier, he said everyone is hot.
We asked who should we look for coming out of the pen. He said everybody. So we said, all right then. Looks like a couple of the infielders thinking that was strike 3. Missed a little high, and that'll be ball 2 to Miles Mader.
Miles himself may have thought it for a second there, too. Looks like something he may have gotten on defense.
The 2-2, and Mader will swing for strike number 3. The second strikeout for Miles Mader today, and that'll be it for the 7th inning. 1 hit from Brady Alves, a double to lead it off in the bottom of the 7th inning. He is left stranded over on third. The Blues still lead 2-0, and we'll head into the top of the 8th inning here on the Blues Streaming Network when we get back. Carson Boyer now on the mound for the Blues. He will face the top of the order, starting with Armando Hurtado. He'll look to take over in the top of the 8th. The Seagulls still scoreless as Hurtado hits the first one over to Gonzalez at shortstop. The ball over to first. A little hop from Mason Ashlock, but he'll land back down on the base in time for the leadoff out here in the top of the 8th inning.
And let's talk a little bit about Carson Boyer and what he has to offer, Addy. The left-handed sidewinder out of Gonzaga University. As a 3-pitch pitcher, a sinker, a slider, and a changeup. Prominently sinker and slider mostly.
Now at the plate is Christian Lamoth. We'll see ball number 1. Little Dougie.
I can't Dougie.
Really?
I cannot.
That pitch hit back over to Brady Alves, and he'll make the play over to Mason Ashlock for out number 2. Another ground out. Here in the top of the 8th inning, it's Carson Boyer's 7th appearance with the Blues on the mound. He's recorded 10 strikeouts over 8 innings pitched, and he'll now face Jake Brewer. First pitch, a strike to the shortstop. Brewer, who's reached base twice on the day, a single in the first and then a hit by pitch in the 6th. In between that, a strikeout in the 3rd. The 1-1. It looks like that one hit him once again. This pitch going behind him. Looks like it caught the back of his legs, and he will head for first.
Boyer just lost control of that pitch a little bit there. Not trying to hit him in such a close game, especially this late in the game. There's no reason to put any free runners on.
Now to the plate will be Davis German. And he'll foul that one to the backstop for strike 1. No balls and 1 strike with 2 outs. Brewer over on first, his 2nd hit by pitch of the day. The count is even 1-1. And Boyer will serve in strike number 2. A purple and blue haze in the sky as the sun continues to set. The lights are on here at Sinsheimer. The pitch home misses outside. The deuce is wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs here in the top of the 8th inning.
Look for a sinker here from Boyer. That's what he likes most in 2-2 counts.
And wow, looks like the fans at infield alike thinking that that was strike number 3. But German will be given another life. The count runs full.
The fans, Boyer, German, basically everyone except the umpire thought that was strike 3.
And looks like that'll pay off for Davis German. He will draw a walk and head for first base. Jake Brewer over to second. Meter will meet his pitcher on the mound, but we'll head back to face Tanner Wall. Tanner Wall, the designated hitter. And it looks like maybe a new hitter in for Wall. We'll let you know in just a second.
Another one of those players that we've dealt with all season long. Number, no name. Number 42 on the roster who does not exist on the Seagulls roster.
A little bit of a mystery batter.
I like mysteries.
I like mysteries as well. He comes in for Tanner Wall, who struck out 3 times so far today. We count 1-1 to our mystery batter. He'll come in as the designated hitter. There's 2 runners on. Jake Brewer stands on second. Davis German on first. Ashlock off of first base. And the pitch home is fouled over the first base side.
That foul ball is brought to you by Steve.
Fans are buying free fall balls out here every single inning. That one was sponsored by Steve.
We had a cat sponsor one, I think, in the second.
We had Mother's player, Katie Winkler.
The ball fouled off by the mystery batter, and he will stay alive in the at-bat. That ball swung on out to right field. Kosei Suzuki going back just a little, and he will make the catch for out number 3 here in the top of the 8th inning. The Blues face 5 batters. They leave 2 runners on with no hits, and will head into the bottom of the 8th. The score is still 2-0, the Blues. Kyle Becker will lead it off here in the bottom of the 8th inning. The Seagulls leaving 2 runners on with no hits in the top of the 8th. They have yet to score against the Blues here at Sinsheimer Park. And Kyle Becker will see strike number 1.
Kyle Becker, who's still searching for his first hit against a lefty all season long. This is a good spot for it.
The ball will get away from the catcher, Ethan Lopez, for ball number 1. The count is 1-1 to the leadoff batter of the inning, Kyle Becker. And he'll swing for strike number 2. If we take it back a couple of weeks ago, we'll remember Kyle Becker with a grand slam against the Seagulls in the first game of the 2-game series.
Ball was absolutely crushed by Kyle Becker in that game, too. Didn't even register on the TrackMan.
Not surprising that not likely that we'll see something similar here. It's just way more difficult to hit the balls out here at Sinsheimer. But Becker looking for his first hit. That pitch will miss way high and inside. The count runs full. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Good at bat by Becker here to stretch it to 3-2, looking for a walk here.
The full count pitch is swung on for strike number 3. Kyle Becker will go down swinging to lead it off in the bottom of the 8th inning, and Mason Ashlock will look to get something going here in the 8th.
Yeah, he just put it in a spot where Becker was never going to get it. That's a perfect pitch. No way that Becker was going to be able to turn on that pitch.
The score is still 2-0. First pitch to Mason Ashlock, a called strike 1. No balls and 1 strike. As that one misses low and outside. One ball, 1 strike, 1 out. This time missing low and inside for ball 2. Ashlock looking to get something going here in the middle of the lineup.
Yeah, he's really yanking those pitches right now, Addy. He almost hit Mason Ashlock 3 times in this at-bat. Maybe take a little bit of a reset, because the last thing you want to do is put somebody on when Suzuki just got a single in the last at-bat.
That ball hit high to the right side of the field. Coming in is the right fielder, and that'll be it for Mason Ashlock. And the second out here in the bottom of the 8th.
Mason just missed that pitch too. The flight off of that ball looked like one that, had he actually leveled up on it and drove it, that ball would have been in the gap.
Looks like that'll be it for George Schmidt for the Seagulls, and they will bring someone in to finish out the 8th inning, and we will have that when we get back here on the Blue Streaming Network. Benjamin Juiced now on the mound for the San Francisco Seagulls, looking to finish it out here in the bottom of the 8th inning. He'll come up with 2 outs and will face Kosei Suzuki. Benjamin Juiced, a right-handed junior from Pacific University, and he'll serve strike 1. Kosei Suzuki will slap that one over to the shortstop. He'll come in and make the throw over to first. A pick from the first baseman, and that'll be the 3rd out. The Blues with no hits, no runs scored, no runners left on base, and we will head into the top of the 9th. The Seagulls needing to get back to extend this game.
Chance Jasso is the new pitcher on the mound for the Blues. Right-hander hailing from College of the Sequoias, committed to Long Beach State University, facing Ethan Lopez to start off his night.
He will look to get the last 3 outs for the Blues here at Sinsheimer. They lead 2-0. A run has not been scored for either side since the 2nd inning. The first pitch will be sent right up the middle into center field, and that'll be a base hit for Ethan Lopez.
It's a good piece of hitting to jump on a sinker that didn't sink very much from Jasso. Jasso, a 3-pitch pitcher, predominantly a 2-pitch pitcher, but he does have a changeup. His sinker that will, at its best, horizontally break at about 22 to 23 inches, can get it up to 91 miles an hour, as well as a curveball that can drop about 14 inches.
That'll bring up Alan Ramirez. Ramirez over at third base today. He'll foul that one off the right side of the field for strike 1.
It looks like they've come up with the game plan to just attack Jasso's sinker. First 2 pitches sinkers, they know he's a sinker-heavy guy. First 2 pitches are swings.
Alan Ramirez, who reached on a drop third strike in his first at-bat. He'll swing on strike 2 here in this one. He then struck out in the 4th and grounded out in the 7th. Jasso with the 0-2 pitch will be swung on and sent right over to the third baseman for out number 1. Two more outs here at Sinsheimer to end the day.
Blues dugout going absolutely insane over that out there. We knew that there were some issues between them and the Seagulls on the road trip. Well, maybe that's playing in a little bit right now.
Lots of friendly rivalry. And the Blues wanting to take one more. That ball by Cade Heflin hit back to left field, and that will be out number 2. 1 pitch, 1 swing, 1 out.
The pinch hitter now for Feliciano. In at the plate now for the Gulls, it is number 32, Marcus Graham.
It looks like Marcus Graham will come in to run for Ethan Lopez. And Emilio Feliciano will come to the plate. There are 2 outs here in the top of the 9th inning. The Seagulls needing 2 runs to tie it up. That run is at the plate now, and Emilio Feliciano. The first pitch, a called strike.
Last time Jasso was out was against the Santa Barbara Foresters in that 3-1 victory last Thursday. We'll see if this was enough recovery time, because he did overexert himself at about 44 pitches, 20 past his season high.
Yeah, a little bit of a shaky end there for Jasso. He brings it back together, but not before the bases are loaded. That ball hit down to Mason Ashlock at first. He will touch his own base. And that is the ball game here at Sinsheimer, the 3rd win against the San Francisco Seagulls. A low score of 2-0. The Blues scored just 2 runs in this game, and it was in the first and the 2nd inning. The first, an RBI double from Mater to score Cesar Chavez, and then an RBI double from Cesar Chavez to score Joey Blank in the 2nd. And that was it. Only 3 times today did the Blues have a runner on third base, and two of those 3 times it was Brady Alves, and the 3rd time it was Kosei Suzuki. And both times they were left on base. A bases loaded situation in the 2nd inning after Joey Blank was scored by Cesar Chavez, and Brady Alves, Cesar Chavez, and Jake Hicksonball were all left on base after a pop fly foul to the first baseman from Miles Mater ended the second inning. And then nothing from there. On the flip side, the San Francisco Seagulls never making it home, never putting a runner on third base either, and only a handful of times having a runner over on second. I think we all synonymously agreed that Cesar Chavez was going to be the dog of the day for the Blues. A single and double on the day, a single that brought him all the way around in the first and an RBI double in the second. So Chavez involved in both of the runs scored today. The Blues will be back here tomorrow. The game will be at 6 p.m., same as tonight's game. It will be against the San Francisco Seagulls once again. So if you missed this game and you want to see the Blues play the San Francisco Seagulls, you can do that tomorrow. The Blues streaming network will be live at 5:50 with the Ancient Owls pregame. Fingers crossed we'll have Vincent Regalado back on air again tomorrow, but we never know. But it's a blessing every time we get to have him. Adds a lot to the show, and I know it's very fun for the fans, and I hope he's enjoying his time.
It's so beautiful up here in the press box to be able to discuss this with you, Addy. It's awesome up here. I mean, being a part of this, what we've been able to do since I started doing this, you see things from a different light. You know, last year we talked a lot about not being able to win games that we were supposed to be winning. We had a lot of suboptimal losses that broke us down and eventually ended us up in the third seed in the North last year, causing us to have to travel, right? And this year, undefeated against the Seagulls, undefeated against the Menlo Park Legends, winning games that we're supposed to win so that we've bought ourselves just a little bit of cushion to be ahead of Walnut Creek Crawdads, who are like right behind us and seem to be beating the Sonoma Stompers by 1 run right now. But as long as we continue to win the games we are supposed to win, then we should have the 1 seed in the North.
You also get better seats.
I get way better seats up here. Being in the dugout is great, but being up front in the press box and seeing the field in front of me gives me a great vantage point for the scouting reports that I do.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, another win here at Sinsheimer for the Blues. They take down the San Francisco Seagulls 2-0. It has been another great night. Let me hear you, San Luis Obispo, as we head into tomorrow's game against the Seagulls. Start time of 6. We'll go live at 2:50 with the at 5:50 with the Ancient Owls pregame. Man, is it getting late. We will see you guys tomorrow. My name is Addy Daudet. I was joined once again by the Director of Baseball Ops, Vincent Regalado.